Yo guys, so I'm currently just recording this video also so I can verbally speak my thoughts in terms of what's been going on. So this past week I've been trading on live funding. Hasn't been going too well. Our biases were wrong every day, but consistently in the same place and because of the same thing. So I knew that there was something specific that I needed to work on. And so I went back and, I've been trying to figure out what it was that was causing this leak of profitability for me. And I wanted to nip it in the bud as soon as possible. So, after, looking at stuff, I decided to take upon myself to understand a bit more about previous day highs and lows and sort of the value in those. I learned a bit more about them. I was like, okay, fair enough. What I realized is that they are one of the easiest draws on liquidity or liquidity sweep areas to sort of base your trades off of. Well, I'm going to say draw of liquidity rather than liquidity sweeps, specifically because draws of liquidity intend to trade towards that liquidity pool, which is essentially what you're doing with previous day highs or previous day lows. So that's why I say that. That being said, I was like, oh, okay, fair enough. So because my goal is to simplify my trading to the point where it is consistently just doing the same thing over and over again. Because the markets they're always doing something the same over and over again, and it's for you to actually realize that and take advantage of that in every way, shape or form. So this morning was the first day that I had taken a trade, taken those things into consideration, but I struggled. The reason why is because, as far as my understanding went about previous day highs and lows, is you draw the liquidity or you sweep the liquidity, and if price has pushed up and closed above the previous day high, for example, which is today's example. I'm going to show you guys actually, and then we'll go back to that replay in a second. So I think this, it was here. So price is equaled out now, but when I show you this thing that I was understanding and trying to apply, you realize that it doesn't matter where price goes after, honestly. Right, so let's have a look. So where are we? Today is Friday. That was this afternoon. I was not in the markets then. Was it here? Yeah, I think it was towards here. Am I slow? Why can't I see it? No, it's right in front of me. Yes, so this move, all of this here. And now looking back and applying what I know, does kind of make sense, if I'm honest. 7 a.m. rally, sweep of this liquidity over here, structural shift, plummet. Right, so for my understanding, like I said, if we close above the previous day high, I'm looking for buys. Let me take up my I think I got a line on my forehead. I don't know. Oh well. Yeah, so from my understanding, it's a case of we either sweep the high or we close above the high and we target higher. So in this specific scenario, as you can see, price, by the time I was on the market, which is about, 6:30, somewhere around this region, price had already pushed up and closed above this liquidity. Now in my head I was thinking, well, we closed above the previous day high, so I would be looking for maybe a sweep of this liquidity and then a continuation up. That's not what happened. Price ended up just rallying towards where I had in my mind that I wanted to target, but then it ended up plummeting. And when it plummeted, I realized whatever that plummet was, that was the move that I was supposed to catch. That was the move that I was supposed to catch. That was the move of the morning. That was the inducement, the first inducement of the day. That's what I was supposed to catch. How did I miss it? So again, that's when I started to realize there's something here that I'm missing. I don't know what it is, but I need to figure it out. And so when I was looking at price and actually what it did, I realized, well, yeah, it essentially was an inducement. Look at price action very closely, even on the 1 minute time frame. What do we see here? When we broke above, we literally did not displace lower below any like strong price legs, any strong swing points. Swing point here, swing point there. What did price do? Okay, displaced low, but it wasn't a very good displacement. And even if we consider this as a displacement and we entered on the 50% mitigation, you can see price did not follow through, so it was not ready. And then what happens? Price continues to push up. Now the thing is about this area specifically is all you have to do is just drop time frames and you can see instantly this is our swing point. We did not close below the swing point, therefore invalid. Price proceeded to push up, and then it actually ended up sweeping this previous swing point right here. So cool. Again, we didn't close and displace above it. We got immediate disrespect after. Boom. But we did not displace below this leg right here. Obviously price moved sideways a bit, and this is important. This sideways movement is important because then boom, what do we get? Inducement, sweep. So we could have honestly entered on this inducement candle confident because it's on the 8 a.m. open. Okay, 8 a.m. open, that's London open. So this stuff is what happens, right? Price has engineered its liquidity already down here. It's gearing up its movement, final inducement before the move right here. So these people that were selling here were in the right parameters. It's just they were at the wrong time. And that's where these key times like market opens are very important. The kill zones, 8 a.m. kill zone. So final inducement, let's say we jumped in on the sell here. Well, as you can see, price ended up dropping about 50, 60-ish pips to the downside. But the main focus here was the sweep of liquidity. Well, the rally through Asia highs. We rallied through Asia highs right here, and we proceeded to push up and up and up and swept a previous day liquidity pool, which was here. So my highlighted blue dollar sign is when we see what I would have considered a draw on liquidity, but obviously it wasn't used as a draw on liquidity. It just got swept. It was used for a sweep. So yeah, price swept it, pushed up. So we got this swing point here, this swing point here, this one here, this one here. This one didn't displace, this one didn't displace. Inducement, early entry. And what I like about it is the inducement candle actually. This is literally what I would call my shadow sweep entry. So if I was entering on the 1 minute, oh my gosh, look at that, it's literally perfect. Perfect, 25 pips right there. We can literally modestly target Asia lows and be good. Or I don't know if we ended up we didn't end up hitting previous day lows at all. We started rejecting, which is expected since we had a bullish shift. But you know, we have these liquidity pools, so the immediate target is Asia low. Boom, we could secure some profits there. Let price run. Swing points, you can see swing point here, swing point there, swing point here, swing point there, swing point here, swing point there. Boom. Now we've printed out our first higher high, or higher high. Yes, our first high out of the sequence. So if we wanted, we could exit here and be cozy with a 4.0 6 to 1. Now, the name of the game is capital, not trade size. This is a comfortably sized trade where you're not pushing anything too hard, you're not being too optimistic with your stops, you're not being too optimistic with your targets. Your targets are rational. That's why this is good, because what it means is it gives consistency and fluidity and knowing what to expect to happen as well. And that's what I'm trying to do. That's the point that I'm trying to get to right now. And yeah, so that's essentially what I was doing here when I was on this trade, or after, when I had these realizations. When I went back and I realized this, I was like, oh, okay. And the thing is, what I like to do is, I've been trading like every single day for like the past 6 months. Yesterday was my first break day where I just wasn't on the charts, and even then I was still studying these previous day high and lows and how I'm going to apply it. But what this means is that when I learn something new, I can go back to other days and apply this logic. And as you can see, applying the logic, what is a consistent theme? Now let me give a bit context about this blue line that's stuck next to the candles themselves. So the blue line is Asia highs, red line is Asia lows. The yellow lines, the yellow bands, are London highs and lows. So when London session is finished, those will be your highs and your lows that you can use for whatever you trade. Maybe for New York session, if you want to see a draw or a sweep of those highs or lows, but that's what they're for. But look at this. What do we do here? We rallied up above Asia highs. Now, in context, I think this liquidity would have been enough for a small move hadn't this liquidity been here and used to fuel this big move. That's one. So yeah, even here as well, we got that push up, and I'm pretty sure on a high time frame, yeah, this was liquidity, and this was an order block structure. Boom, so price tapped in and then proceeded to sell off. So essentially, the reoccurring pattern is a run of Asia highs or lows to a specific designated area. Now, either if there's not a designated area, like a liquidity pool or an order block or an imbalance, if there's not any of those, then more than likely the reaction is going to happen immediately. Look at this. So like I said, with this trade, we had this liquidity back here, and that's what got swept. Now obviously it wasn't enough because price wasn't ready to make the moves, which is perfectly fine because we got this inducement. Boom, then price started moving. We go over to here, we had price run through, but it didn't quite react yet. And what did it do? It proceeded to push up to a specific area, which was an order block on the high time frame. Then boom, it sold off. Same over here. Now this one, it was an imbalance before it started shifting. So the thing is about these yellow lines is they are for London session, but London session doesn't start at 7 AM, it starts at 8 AM, which is usually when we see our reactions. Look at that, the final inducement before the complete sell-off, right there and then. So yeah, so this one would have been pretty interesting, purely for the fact, because if I look at it from a realistic standpoint, I don't think I would have entered here. I may have entered, I probably would have entered on maybe the 50% mitigation of this candle, because if we look at it, let's really look at this right now. That's our swing point right here. That would be another one right there, another one here, another one there. Shift. Maybe my entry would have been here then. You know, because it's I know they say it's subjective, but the way I look at it is a price leg. It's clearly a clean price leg, right? From here to here. From that point to that point. From that point to this point. From that point to that point. Now you could do this one, it doesn't really matter, but as you can see, there was clearly a shift. That was the micro shift that happened. Now honestly, if that happens, consider yourself lucky. The market's being very generous and showing its hand and giving you an opportunity to get in comfortably. So yeah, that was that trade. But like I said, if it's just a sweep of Asia highs, the movement will start happening. But if it has a specific designated target first, more than likely it will end up timing it with London Open, which is another thing as well. So you'll find price will not commit right after sweeping the highs or the lows, but also when it does decide to commit, it more than likely will be on London Open. So that's something else I'm realizing. So yeah, I remember this one. So this one I really wanted to catch the move from about here because I was awake at this time, but the structural shift and mitigation already happened up here, so I wasn't able to enter comfortably how I wanted to. But anyway, price proceeded to sell off. And yeah, it was an inducement right here. So in this case, we already breached Asia lows during Asia, right? So this was where Asia low was last printed, and as you can see, what did price do? It actually came back for a retest. Now in the grand scheme of things, what it looks like more is a case of it retraced up and actually induced liquidity to continue the move. So that's exactly what happened. Then price proceeded to continue the push down. Now I'm pretty sure my target was actually down here, but as you can see, price gave reversal signs right here. Market structure shift. Now these reversal signs, like I said, since the overall trend was bullish, but I wanted to find a trade down to the zone where I was looking to get the bullish move. Now obviously I knew there was a lot of liquidity and imbalance here, so I knew that there was a possibility that it may even happen sooner, which is what happened right here. So when this happened, again, I was at the charts. The problem here is I didn't enter on the mitigation. I tried to enter on the like optimal retracement area, which was so stupid, so dumb. Anyway, as you can see, this would have been the move that I would have caught. Plenty of opportunities also to scale in as well. And what we simply doing was simply just targeting the previous day highs. Now I'm trying, I mean, I don't even really want to try and get into this in terms of knowing when the previous day highs or lows that I'm targeting to draw on are actually going to hit, because honestly it's a headache and I don't really need to know. All I need to know is that I'm targeting it, but if I see early reversal signs, I get out. If I don't, I stay in. That's just a reduced headache. So yeah, again, some sort of inducement happened here. It's always around about the London, or between the Europe Open and the London Open. There's something, either it's an accumulation and an inducement, or it's just an inducement and continuation, or yeah. So that's another example. This one, so this one's like the reverse of the other one. because we broke above Asia highs. And again, what was there? An inducement before price proceeded to push up. So yeah, we broke above the Asia highs, and then we came back down to a retest, but in reality it's an inducement as well. We induced liquidity before getting this huge pump to the upside. We go back right here, boom, what do we see? Asia lows getting retested and induced, sweep of liquidity right there before a nice big push down. Let's go back to here, this trade right here. What do we see? We see Asia highs, we see Asia lows, and this right here actually could have been the trade as well. So this is a prime example of what I mean by like not really worrying about whether price is going to hit the previous day high or low. Simply just target them and hold the trade until it tells you not to hold it. So overall we had a bullish shift because we had a huge drop off, huge rejection and respect, and as you can see, that's what price wants to do. We got all this accumulation here as well, all this sell side liquidity. So naturally, once we jump into our session and we see price all the way up here, we're like, well, I don't believe that it would stay all the way up here whilst all of this liquidity is down there. That just doesn't make sense. But what makes sense is that Europe or London session is going to target it because it's the easiest and the biggest target, right? So again, as you can see, got Asia lows here, Asia highs here. Europe open, we get a strong push through. We mark out our swing points. Again, you can see swing, swing, swing-elling, swing, 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 before eventually we get an inducement and a huge sell off. So again, let's look at the time this happened. 8 a.m. boom. So if you really wanted to, you could like hit buy or sell on the 8 a.m. open and you'll probably win one way. So as you can see, if we ran 25 pips stop, we would have been good. Yeah, we would have been good. The trade would have been fine. Granted that your spreads aren't insane, and again, like naturally in my mind I would be targeting the previous day lows, but if price starts showing me reversal signs, then guess what, I'm getting out of the trade ahead of time. So yeah, swing points again failed to displace. We broke above here, I probably would have got out here, you know. So what's that? 4.7 to 1, juicy. Just think, if you're risking like $1,000 per one of these trades, let's look at this. This is Thursday, that's 4.7k. Then after you see the reversal signs, jump on a higher time frame, you see the overall structure, find your area where you would like to enter it, and you could again modestly target the highs. Boom, that's a 7.1 to 1. So what's that, like 11,500 already in one day, if you really wanted to take those two trades, which is possible because if you're monitoring price action for this trade right here, then you would see the shift for this one right here. This is the next day, Friday, 4.73, that's 4,730 on top of on top of your 11,500. That's 15,000, 16,000, 16,230. Yeah, 16,230. Like in 2 days. And these are modest trades, but this is what I'm saying. Capital is everything. And that's on what, 100k account if you're risking 1%, a 0.5% if you're risking
on a 200k. If you're risking 1 grand on a 200k account, that's 0.5%. Like, just saying. Boom, right here. Now I know the target obviously with a 200k more than likely is 20k. You've already hit that after this trade. Granted that you held it. Now the reason again why I would have probably held this trade is just because like there is no structural rigidity here that would stop us from pushing at all. Simple. So yeah, that's that. So again, but let's just keep talking about this. The inducements that we're seeing: Asia highs, Asia lows, retest inducement. Asia lows, Asia high, retest inducement. Asia highs, Asia lows, retest inducement. Reversal, boom. Asia highs, Asia lows, test, inducement, sell off. There's nothing much more to say right here as well. Asia lows, Asia highs, we break above. Inducement, sell off towards Asia lows. Asia lows, Asia highs, same again, inducement, sell off. So like I said, I'm recording this video mainly for me to reflect on and be be able to see the pattern that is happening on a day-to-day basis. Day to day, I'm talking like day to day, like every day, bro. This is every day, you know what I'm saying? Because that's just how price action moves here. What's this one? Asia highs, Asia lows, retest. I'm pretty sure this one was an internal inducement. Asia highs, Asia lows, inducement, sell off. So yeah, I'm not speaking as, one thing I'll never do, at least as of right now, is speak as a guru, because I'm not. I'm literally a 20-year-old who's decided to drop a lot to go after his dreams. One thing I will say, if anyone is here long enough to reach the end of this video, don't stop, man. It's so easy to quit when things aren't lining up, when timings of things aren't lining up, when you're running out of money, when you feel like there's no hope, when it feels like everything's just against you, when some days you wake up and you feel like everything that you knew that gave you the confidence to go after your dream just flips the script and you feel like you don't know anything. I've had so many mornings where I have gone to these charts and I've marked up the chart so confidently and the complete opposite happens. And like I said, as of recently, these past 2 weeks, that's what's been happening to me, back to back to back. And you know, you can't help but wonder when you sit there in the moment and think, damn, did I really do like all of this for nothing? It's gonna happen. You know, I saw a quote. Again, I don't remember the quote completely, but it was something along the lines of saying, if you go for anything in life and you know exactly how it's gonna go, then you're not walking your own path, you're walking someone else's. The philosophy being behind it that if you decide to pursue anything in life, any entrepreneurial ventures or any self-employed ventures, or just anything in general that causes you to get out of your comfort zone, just remember that path has not been walked before. Each one of us have a purpose, a vision that is given to us, and it's up to us to carry it out. But Just like with Jesus, when he walked through those wilderness, like, he only had God to guide him and the angels, you know, while Satan was there tempting him, filling his mind with doubt. And when you realize, like, Satan really has no power at all he can do is influence. He's literally like, you know, when you got that school bully and everyone around is just like egging him on, that's literally him. It's a prime example of someone being manipulated by Satan. Just saying. But yeah, there's gonna be so many times where you just feel like you don't know what you're doing. But a lot of the time, God allows confusion to happen in order for you to truly understand and appreciate the truth when it does come out. And I've had many moments like that, and I do believe that this is one of those moments. I believe that I am at my office right now for a reason, recording this video. I haven't recorded a video in ages, but I'm recording this one, speaking my truth, speaking how I feel, and speaking what I've also been through. But yeah, man, literally, like I said, if you can see the path, then it's not your path, because your path, you have to create your path. And of course you have to trust in God to be the lamp beneath your feet, guiding your way. And that's literally where I'm at now, man. You know, it's been such a long journey. But, you know, as this journey's gone on, the one thing that I've been asking God for is to just help me to get these resources and to be able to use them the way that he needs me to use them, but also to get to a point in my trading career where everything is so fluid, it's so quick and easy. As I was just reeling off to you guys, how I'm able to just look back and I see that we've you know, every time it's always a sweep and then an inducement or accumulation inducement. There's always some sort of inducement, and I'm seeing it now for what it is. And yeah, I feel like I'm slowly receiving what I asked for about that fluidity. But you know, the one thing about God is, like, if you ask for something, more than likely you're tested with the opposite, not only to appreciate it, but also to understand what it takes to have what you are asking for. So if you're asking for money, you gotta understand what it feels like to have no money. If you're asking to be put in a certain position in general, more than likely you're gonna have to go through a position that you don't want to be in. And that's literally how God works. People don't realize that. But the moment that you realize that, you stop looking at those things as a negative. I could have easily looked at all this trading stuff negatively when I left my job, when I decided to follow God, and just say, I'm just going full send into it. I could have looked at it all negative and been like, it's not working, man. Like, I'm really here and I'm making no money, man. Like, I have a finite amount. My family's starting to get worried. I'm starting to get worried. Like, what's going on, God? I could easily be like that. But luckily, the seed was sown in me from a very young age. Luckily, I went and I did my own understanding and my own research. And I understand that this is how God works. And I can truly say that I'm appreciating every bit of the process. But yeah, just don't give up, man. Don't give up. One day I'm gonna look back on this video and be like, damn, we did it. Notice how I said we did it, not I did it. For it's God who gives me the ability to even do these things with my hands, bro. I think that's Deuteronomy 8:18. It's one of my favorite verses, because it's so true. It's a humbling reminder to remind yourself that the things that we can even strive towards and work towards in life, we are only able to do that because God allows us. We are made in His image, and He allows us to carry these things out. And the main reason is because it's in His will. We're there to use it for some sort of influence. I understand that the situation that I'm in is going to be a testimony. There's going to be someone out there who needs to hear my story of what I had to go through before I made it as a trader. The struggles, the going by day, sometimes not getting any results and feeling like you don't know what it is that you're doing, feeling like no one's there to support you, just feeling so alone, you know. There's gonna be so many times like that, but you truly have to lean on God. I was gonna say fight through, but yeah, I mean, you kind of have to fight through it as well, you know. You need that willpower, but if you want the source of that willpower, go to God. I'm serious, man. That Bible, it has a verse for everything you need. It's amazing, man. But yeah, man, I could say a lot more inspirational stuff, but that will be the end of this video. At the end of the day, you know, like I said, I was recording this video mainly for me. This YouTube channel is not big anyway. I don't expect it to really get big. So yeah, it's just a case of saying and showing what I've learned, and most of it can just stick in my head a bit more. I need it to stick in my head, my brain, and sort of figure out what I wanna do to make this even more fluid. And the thing that's popping into my head now: Asia high, Asia low, previous day highs, previous day lows. Determine which one I want to target, and then wait for price to sort of make the shift in that direction. And now I understand a lot of the time that if the inducement happens in the opposite direction of where I want it to go, then more than likely that potentially is the trend for the day. Simple. Look at this. This trade specifically, I was looking for the previous day lows to be swept, which they were. Then I was looking for a reversal, so I actually entered a buy here and got eviscerated. So like I said, this inducement right here was sort of the shift for the day. Of course there's moments where it's not, as you can see here. There's always some sort of shift right here, temporary shift or shift for the day. So I'm thinking mark out liquidity pools on the left. For you guys, it's the left. You can see liquidity pool here, swept. Let's go over here. Liquidity pool here and here, swept into the imbalance. Sweet. Right here, London Open. What do we have? Liquidity pool here, swept. What happened here? Lows, swept. And yeah, that's that. What happened here? Pool. Oh, this way. It was a retest of Asia lows. We pushed up and swept liquidity, then sold off. So yeah, but now that I think about it, since this was liquidity and it swept, you could have entered there. And what time is that? Yeah, so like I said, these moves can tend to happen before London Open or on London Open. So that one's there. Anyway, it was liquidity, marked out, swept. liquidity marked out, swept. Yeah. I don't know what else to say, guys. If you watched the video this far, thank you for watching the video this far. Hopefully I can start uploading a bit more, and hopefully, God willing, I'm able to be in a better financial position with this trading and continue to expand my understanding, continue to simplify trading more into a repeatable and profitable process. And hopefully one of these videos will be a case of, guys, I did it. I passed multiple funded accounts. I've had multiple payouts. We're on a roll. It's just been sent to my account. Just opened the businesses. My car's on the way. Look what God did for me. All because I stayed true to the process. Like I said, God is always going to prevail in my life because my heart is softened to God and His voice. Meaning that if there was even the slightest voice of pride within me, my spirit would, absolutely jump it, you know. But yeah, man, video's coming soon. 2026, that video will drop, man, I'm telling you. But yeah, God willing, we just gotta stick to the process. No one knows how long the process is gonna be, but one thing I always told my mom, told my family is trust it. It's hard for them to trust it because one, they're not in their situation, and two, they've never been in a situation such as mine. But I know that the entrepreneurs out there and the self-employed people, the people who decided to jump out of that plane, jump off that cliff and take that risk, they're the ones that would be able to watch this video and truly understand where I'm at and where I'm going. Yeah. And I've had enough visions to know that the path I'm going down has been ordained. And, you know, if it wasn't, I'm pretty sure I would have known. I would have asked God and He would have shown me. But instead, He's helping me with this information. After taking a break and coming back, there's nothing else to say, man. All I can say is shout out God, shout out to my main man Jesus, because without Him, let's just say, you know, they just man, I love God, man. Serious, I do love God. Sacrificed so much for us, seriously, that I'm able to do this, but also be able to do this and help others. It's mind-boggling, it really is. But I'm just truly appreciative that I'm even able to be alive and breathe, to even feel these emotions as well. That's a privilege. Some people are cold, dead, their hearts are hardened, they're not able to feel these emotions. So each day that I wake up, I thank Him, not only for the breath that I'm breathing, but also the emotions that I feel each day. Confusion, sadness, all of this, because they're building me as a character. Anyway, Yapathon is done, bro. Like I said, we've spotted a pattern that happens almost every day, especially in the index pairs. Let me actually just quickly, before I go, guys, let's just have a glance over here. Is it similar over here on NAS? Let's see. Would you look at that? Asia highs, price rallies, comes right back down. Zoop. Honestly, I don't know if I would apply the same logic on NAS. Oh my gosh. Goodness, what happened? Asia highs, Asia lows. Oh, beautiful. Sweep, probably some previous day liquidity right there. Sweep. And a beautiful sell-off down towards Asia lows. That's gorgeous. Probably on a high time frame, we did not close below. Had a shift, and then of course during New York Open, huge rally to the upside, targeting London liquidity highs. Wow, are you seeing this, guys? Guys, are you seeing this? Are you seeing this? Right here again, look at that. Asia highs, Asia lows. Sweep of Asia highs, sell off to Asia lows. Now, no, look. It's one thing knowing something, but when you understand something, it's a completely different feeling. I always knew there was inducements of sessions. I never knew which way they went or how fluid and consistent they are. Look at this, Asia highs, Asia lows, retest, inducement, sell off. But then what happens? We push down, we see some rejection, and price goes up. It carries on going up, but obviously this area is respected. But it created liquidity. That's besides the point. Asia highs, Asia lows. So boom. Inducement, liquidity, inducement, sell-off, rejection. There's probably signs within there to say, hey man, start buying. Probably the fact that we respected here and we did not break it. Asia highs, Asia lows, broke below. We did come for a small retest, little miniature sweep before we proceeded to sell off. And once again, this seems like where the reversal started happening. So sure enough, that's what happened. Asia high, Asia low. Price actually ran through. We did not get the sell-off, so more than likely price was bullish, as you can see. Yeah, more than likely, yeah, price was bullish. Huge rejection, price was bullish. Price broke above, and if you were looking for the sell-off, you ain't getting that sell-off, man. Reaction, and then price just proceeded to push up. So of course, this is where the previous day high and previous day low context falls into place, and the daily structure in general falls into place, because that could be a sign to tell you whether price is actually going to be pushing down. It's going to be a sign whether you're targeting the previous day highs or previous day lows. And if the previous day highs have already been taken and you're in a bullish trend, more than likely you're going to see a retest and some sort of inducement from London session to continue that move to the upside. And that is what happened right here. Bullish trend, obviously. You would have woke up and already realized prices already shifted above Asia highs, and it came right back down for a retest. Cool. I guess we're targeting previous day highs, which is here. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's previous day highs. Boom. Gentle target. Price induced it, proceeded to sell off, you know, and then we just target Asia lows. Like it's really like that. DJ is probably very similar. Oh, that's nice. So this trade that I mapped out played out. It was just a swing trade, just wanted to see how it would have went, but it's nice to see that it would have played out very nicely. Yeah, that's prime example right here. Asia highs, we respected the Asia lows, pushed up, broke above, retest, carried on pushing. Asia highs, Asia lows, sweep, sell off. Like, yeah, target previous day lows probably. Yeah, previous day lows. Tuesday. Yeah, previous day lows right here. Boom, nice target. Guys, I have nothing else to say. The patterns are showing themselves. There's nothing else to say. This video is getting long. I'm gonna just go ahead and wrap it up. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for staying if you stayed. And until next time.